What's going on, everyone? Ben Raven here with M Live's Detroit Lions Beat, coming to you live from Ford Field after the Lions won 52-6. That is correct, 52-6 over the Jacksonville Jaguars in an absolutely dominating day on both sides of the ball. The amount of franchise records and first time since milestones set in this game by the offense is pretty ridiculous, to be completely honest with you. I just Jared Goff and the offense scored touchdowns. They didn't just score, they scored touchdowns on their first 7 possessions of the game. That is the first time that has happened since the 2007 New England Patriots did it to the Buffalo Bills 17 years ago in week 11. The Lions are 9-1. That is their best start in franchise history since they started the season 10-0 way back in 1934. That's right, 1934. Also known as the first season that the team started being known as the Detroit Lions. So just when we thought we were running out of records and first time since and milestones, they just keep coming. They just keep coming. The Lions win 52-6. Goff throws for 412 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. Finally hits that perfect quarterback rating. You know, he'd been playing lights out ball for the better part of 2 months and just couldn't get their perfect quarterback rating today. And man, he hooked up with Jameson Williams and Amon-Ra St. Brown for big days. All 11 targets sent Amon-Ra St. Brown's way were caught for 161 yards and 2 touchdowns. He extends his franchise record streak with a touchdown catch in a game to 8 straight. He's already adding to his new franchise record. Jameson Williams, 4 catches, 124 yards and a touchdown. And then Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. My goodness, Montgomery, 15 carries, 75 yards, 2 touchdowns. Gibbs adds the touchdown and 69 yards on the ground, adds a 54-yard reception on his lone catch, and Montgomery caught all 3 targets and hit his way for 20 yards too. And it's just unbelievable. It's like the 3rd time in the last 5 weeks that Hendon Hooker has got valuable playing time. Like that's how much this team is cruising right now, just cruising. Unbelievable what they did to the Jaguars today. And let's give some love to the defense. I hate to break some news to you guys if you haven't seen it already. Dan Campbell said Alex Anzalone appears to have broken his forearm. He said he broke his forearm, and they expect to be without Anzalone for 6 to 8 weeks. That linebacker room has taken a hit this season. Derek Barnes is on injured reserve with his knee injury. No timetable for his return. We have not had much of an update on Jalen Reeves-Maybin. He just got placed on injured reserve last weekend with a neck injury. So Malcolm Rodriguez, Trevor Nowaski, Ben Neiman getting chances to step up behind last year's first-round pick, Jack Campbell. Campbell continues to look the part. You know, they're in good hands. They do have solid depth at linebacker. Campbell, Rodriguez, they fit this scheme well. Rodriguez has been just fantastic in his reinsertion into the linebacker rotation and not just as a special teams guy. So, but hey, I can't sugarcoat that. Losing Anzalone is a big loss. That's a team captain. That is a near every down player for this defense, but you got to give it up to the defense. No touchdowns allowed in this entire game. That is 6 straight quarters without allowing a touchdown. I mean, 52-6. The Jaguars only had, I believe it was 170 total yards of offense. The Lions, yeah, that was another record. They had most net yards in a game by an offense, 645. Largest margin of victory, most first downs in team history. They had 38 first downs. The Jaguars had 10 first downs. The Lions had 22 first downs by passing, 14 by rushing, and another 2 by penalty. They went 6 of 10 on 3rd down. They went 3 of 3 on 4th down. They went 5 of 5 in the red zone. They went 5 of 5 inside the 10-yard line. I'm sitting here and I'm having a hard time saying anything negatively about the performance because even Zadarius Smith, who had an awesome introduction, the pregame intros, pouring the blue Kool-Aid literally all over his face and then coming out to the biggest roar of those introductions, gets credit for a half sack in his team debut. That updated after the game. He ended up splitting that sack with Jack Campbell, who led the team with 9 tackles. But yeah, that's the low point of this talk is that Anzalone's injury. He is so freaking important to this defense. He is so important in that locker room. Campbell does have experience with the green dot, calling plays, getting those calls into the huddle. So this is not a first-time thing for him. And this is why you draft a guy like that in the first round. You know, the Lions came into this season with just unbelievable depth at linebacker. It has taken a big hit. You know, there's 2 captains on, well, 1 captain's on injured reserve, and with Anzalone breaking his forearm, he's going to be headed to injured reserve before too long, too. That's 2 captains out of the linebacker room on injured reserve. Derek Barnes out to be determined. Just got back to the team facility this week. He's not ruling out a return this season. He said he can't help but do that, but he's got a long ways to go. He just got off of crutches. He just got out of the brace for his MCL and, just his knee injury. He said the ACL was intact, but there was some other ligament damage in there. But, hey, let's talk about the good because it was record-breaking. And Jared Goff said it best. They felt like they could do anything. I'm writing a story right now. Just Jared Goff just continues to keep proving the Lions right. They came out of that game last week. He threw 5 interceptions. They said, we are not worried about that guy. He played good today. That is just kind of how the ball bounces sometimes. They chalked it up as a wonky, fluky game, and Goff comes out here and plays this perfect quarterback play because I think he only had he only had 5 incompletions today, and off the top of my head, without even digging into the game log and play-by-play stuff, 2 of those were thrown away on purpose. I mean, the ball's not hitting the ground. The ball's not hitting. It's unbelievable. And it's just, I know this Jaguars team is down pretty bad, and there were reports coming into this game that an ugly loss, it happened, could end the tenure of Doug Peterson as head coach. And I would have a hard time seeing how he survives this one. But yeah, the Lions 9-1. They finished their tour of the AFC South next week. With a trip to face the Indianapolis Colts. That's a chance to go 4-0 in the AFC South as the unofficial AFC South champions of the season on the line. But it's just the Anzalone injury is the one bad thing I can talk about. Allen Robinson sounded like he was cleared from concussion protocol after the game. Campbell said he was available. We'll get an update on that tomorrow. But yeah, there's just not a ton of – I don't have anything bad to say. I just don't have anything bad to say. The loss of Anzalone hurts. That's the bad part of this talk. The offense was clicking at historical levels today. Just could not stop. I mean, I'm looking at the possession list and it's literally touchdown, 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 field goal, and then end of game. The Lions scored all 8 times outside of the end of game possession that they touched the ball today. Jake Bates remains perfect. I completely forgot about his field goal down the stretch. The last 2 times the Lions have played at Ford Field, they've scored 52 points against an AFC South team. It's just unbelievable. 8-game winning streak. It's the longest of the Super Bowl era. The 9-1 start is their best start to a season since 1934, which I just can't get over this. The first season that they were known as the Detroit Lions. Going to get out of here, start cranking out the content for mlive.com/Lions, but check out our Subtext Insider texting service. You get updates from me before the game. Find us on Blue Sky. Find us on all the social media apps. Corey Woods, Kyle Austin, and myself are holding things down here in Ford Field, and we'll talk soon, guys. Thanks for tuning in.